Geeks, nerds, gamers, and trolls. This is your MMOBomb.com first look at Quake Champions, an online free-to-play arena/hero shooter developed by id Software, published by Bethesda Softworks. That's right, you heard correctly. Quake Champions is now free-to-play, available on Steam. Head over and check it out. It's been in early access for around about a year now. They had teased, like if you downloaded it at some point during early access, you could keep the game forever. But now that they've announced at QuakeCon, this game is going to be free-to-play in perpetuity forever and ever going forward. So jump on, check it out. This is, of course, a sequel to the Quake games, Quake 4, most recently back in, man, what, 05, 06, something like that. It's been a hot minute since we had a new from-scratch Quake game. So here it is, Quake Champions. So as always with free-to-play online games, we're going to jump in, do a first look, see what the game looks like, sounds like, plays like, give you an opportunity to decide if it's something that you want to download and try. And if you're a Quake fanboy or fangirl, you're probably just already have this downloaded, or you know you're going to, so you can move along. Those of you who didn't realize this was a game or didn't realize it was now free to play, hang out. We're going to take a look at the game and just see what you get when you jump in absolutely 100% free and talk about the cash shop and all the things we usually chat about when it comes to these games. As always, keep in mind this is a first look, not a full review, not an expert guide. This is just to give you an opportunity to see what the game kind of looks like and help you decide if it's something you want to try. Quake Champions, free to play on Steam. Let's jump in. Now, right off the bat, you're going to notice super fast-paced, really hectic gameplay, a very high skill ceiling, by the way. And just for the record, no, I am not that good at this game right now. It takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of awareness, it takes a lot of knowing what your character does and what the different weapons do. And I'm just now jumping in and trying to get used to all that. So I'm getting some kills here now. This is PvP. This was this one was first or second PvP game that I jumped into. You do have to start with bots your very first game, but as soon as you hit level 2, which you will in your first game, you'll be able to jump into team deathmatch, and then when you hit the next level, you can jump into solo deathmatch, where it's every man for himself. Then after that, you can move into the different game modes available. Right now, there was one where it was like only railguns were available. So different game modes, and the company has talked about going forward that from this point forward, they want to focus on polish and more types of game modes going forward. So that's something to look forward to. Now, the Steam reviews from back in at least August, probably for the first several months at least, they talked about a lot of optimization issues, some bad net code, some frame rate drops. Overall, the game has run fairly well for me. I am seeing some occasional frame rate drops here and there, and I did have an instance or two where I would get attacked and my whole screen would freeze up, and I couldn't get movement back until I was actually dead. And I don't mean like a stun lock, I mean like everything froze, 0 frames per second. And then when it finally came back, I was dead. But those have been pretty few and far between. Out of the dozen or so games that I've played so far, that's only happened twice. I do notice frame rate drops here and there, but overall the game has run, you know, pretty well for what it is at this point. To still be in quote-unquote early access, it's running pretty well, so they've got time going forward to finish smoothing all that out. But I want to say, based on the reviews that I was reading on Steam, the game runs a lot better than some of the older reviews on Steam would indicate, so keep that in mind. As I said, gameplay super fast-paced. It is an arena shooter. You do go around picking up different weapons that are spread around the map. Health upgrades. If your health gets low, you got to pick up health packs. You've got timers to help shorten the cooldown on your special ability, depending on which character you're playing. So typical arena shooter stuff, but also the mix of the hero shooter stuff, where there are different heroes in the game. You can choose who you want to play. They've all got a different active ability, and most of them have different passive abilities. So the character you choose does differ your gameplay a little bit, but it's all about the weapons you pick up on the arena floor and what you're playing versus the other person. It's all about skill, at least so far it has been. Folks who absolutely whoop my ass have been 100% better than me at this game, and anytime I take somebody out, I'm like, oh, you're actually newer than me, so I've got a little bit of advantage on you, and I've been able to utilize that advantage to get some kills. The main play right now seems to be quick match with 3 different game modes available right now. The team deathmatch, the solo every man for himself deathmatch, and then the railgun match was up whenever I was playing. And then there's ranked modes as well. I haven't obviously played enough to get into ranked yet, so I'm not sure what the population on that is, but I've been playing at like started at midnight at one point, played till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and was still getting matches. Average queue time, probably less than 2 minutes for sure, probably somewhere around the 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds at the most usually. So that's not bad player base wise. I mean, we've definitely played some games where, you know, given my schedule, I play at 1 or 2 in the morning. I couldn't even get matches, or I was waiting 30 minutes to get matches, and I was like playing something else on the side until a queue popped. So there are players in this game so far. We'll see how it is going forward, especially with the free-to-play announcement. It just got announced as free-to-play just a few days ago, so probably a lot of excitement right now. There were a lot of Quake fans already in this game, and now those of us who didn't want to shell out the money up front can jump in and play it, try it out. So I am a 100% free-to-play player. When I jumped in, I had 2 characters that were unlocked on my account. It was the Ranger and the other guy, Scale Bearer or something like that. Man, I had that guy's name in my head. I was like, I need to know this guy's name when I say it. Now that I'm recording the video, I don't know it. I think it's Scale Bearer, and that's the guy that I'm playing in all the videos. He's got about the same health, but comes with a little more base armor, and he can have more base armor whenever he's fully upgraded, picking up armor packs around the map. And he moves a little bit slower than everybody else, but I like the little extra armor. And then his ability is the Bull Rush, which I'm not sure how many times I do it in the video. But he charges forward, does a lot of damage to folks he runs into. It takes less damage whenever he's using that ability. So sort of a tankier dude, something that I like. I'm bad, so I need to not die as much as possible. So I've got the 2 dudes that came with my account, and then there's 1 dude on rotation for free. And funny enough, it is the Doom guy from Doom. He is one of the characters in this game, as well as the main protagonist that you play. And there again, oh man, my names are not doing well tonight. My brain can't remember names. But the guy from Wolfenstein, he's available in the game as well. There's several characters that you're probably going to recognize from the past and several other franchises available to play as heroes in this game. They're all going to have their own, like I said, base ability, active ability, and then passives as well. And they're all going to have slightly different health, armor, and speed bonuses. Now, if you want to unlock other champions in this game, there are 2 ways to go about it. You can unlock them individually with cash, or you can unlock them with favor, which you get just by playing the game. Now, I will say this, they all seem to be around 250,000 favor, and we'll go look at the shop here in just a minute. But 250,000 favor seems to be about a dozen games in, a whole freaking lot right now. Like I said, I'm about a dozen games in, and I'm 35,000 favor or something, well short of the 250,000 needed to unlock somebody just by playing the game. So you can buy them directly, or you can do, if you're familiar with high-res games like that, I know Smite and Paladins definitely do it for sure. They've got a hero pass. You can spend 30 bucks, unlock all current heroes and all future upcoming heroes as they come out. So if it's a game, I know, like Smite and Paladins, that's some of the best money I ever spent, especially since I caught both of them on sale for half off. And they just ran a sale on the Champions Pack for this game as well during QuakeCon, so you just missed out on that. Right now, regular price is 30 bucks, but I know those have been fantastic values for me over the years, buying them one time and then never have to worry about either buying or having favor or whatever to unlock a hero going forward. But those are games that I play a lot, so if it's a game that you feel like you're probably going to play quite a bit, that's a good value. If you're wanting to play free to play, there's going to be one hell of a grind in order to unlock other heroes. And by heroes, I of course mean champions, because it's called Quake Champions, so they're called champions. One other thing I wanted to touch on real quick, as some of you guys probably know, in first-person games especially, I'm pretty prone to motion sickness, and I will have to say playing this game for several hours in a row, for a couple of nights in a row, didn't bother me one bit. I never once felt a headache or nausea of any sort whatsoever, so great job. FOV is adjustable. It's not, you don't have an extreme range you can change it in because they don't want to give a competitive advantage, but you can adjust FOV a little bit, and you can adjust your mouse sensitivity, stuff like that, so that's helped a lot. Actually watching the video back makes me queasy just a little bit, but playing the game itself, as a guy who's super sensitive to motion sickness, the game hasn't bothered me at all, so I like to try to throw those notes in. For those of you out there who are sensitive to that kind of thing, the game hasn't bothered me, and darn near everything out there at least makes me feel a little queasy at first till I get used to it. Well, that's about it for my sick frags. Unfortunately, we lose this one pretty handily. One is 25 to 54 right now. Yeah, we've been getting our ass handed to us. But you know what? It was fun. I had fun. So let's jump out and check out the store a little bit. The cash shop so far is full of all the things you would expect. You can buy cash currency to purchase champions directly. You can purchase loot boxes, oh joy, as well as the $30 starter pack. There's a few direct purchase cosmetics. Looks like those perhaps rotate. It's been the same ones ever since I've been playing, but it looks like those rotate out because there's just a handful of the direct purchase ones available at any time. Everything else seems to be pretty loot box oriented, so hope you like loot boxes. Now, I do want to clarify this one point on the cash shop, the favor. It does unlock champions now. For a long time, it seems that favor was only used to temporarily rent champions. That was changed in a patch back June or July, something like that. So it is fairly recent, so there's a lot of information out there that still says favor only unlocks champions temporarily, but it is a permanent unlock now. You do purchase them by playing the game now, so that is an option. If you just want to play the game and unlock champions, they are yours when you spend the favor for them. Like I said, they're like 250,000 a piece, which as of right now seems like a lot to me, but you know, I'm only a dozen or so games in, so I'm not sure going forward how long it's going to take, but it seems like quite the grind at the moment. Speaking of loot boxes, this is a loot box fest, a lot like Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, all those types of games. You get XP boosters you can purchase here, as you can see, and you gain levels faster. Every time you gain a level, you get a new loot box, and you get different loot boxes for doing things in the game. But they definitely want you to purchase loot boxes. It's loot box, loot box, loot box mania. There's 3 different kinds. They call them 3 different things, but they're loot boxes. You'll see even there, even highlighted, they say loot boxes. They're called 3 different things. Some of them are more expensive than others. And what they are, like the lowest one, they can only drop like 1 thing. The next one can drop like 2 things. And then the highest tier one can drop up to, 3 items or whatever. So, they're loot boxes. Say what you will about loot boxes. It's sad that we've gotten to a point where, now we're looking at loot boxes and we've seen things. We've literally had things go out live where you can say it could be worse. It could be worse than loot boxes. Never thought I would say that, but it could be worse. I still don't like loot boxes all that much. If I'm getting them for free, they're exciting. If you want me to start paying for them and stuff's locked behind loot boxes that I can't actually buy, if I would give you money for something directly, still not a fan of loot boxes, but unfortunately, it could be worse. So as we close out this first look, I do have to say that this game is a hell of a lot of fun. As somebody who enjoys a good hero shooter, coming back to some arena shooter roots with a little bit of hero shooter mixed in with it. A lot of fun, really fast-paced, a lot more fast-paced than Overwatch, Paladins, or anything that's currently on the market right now as far as current games are concerned. So if you're looking for something with a high skill ceiling and, just super fast-paced and hectic, this is definitely worth checking out. It's from a good developer, from a good publisher, known entities that we know can produce quality products. So hopefully going forward, they're going to finish polishing out, which is sort of the statement they've put out going forward now that they've gone free to play. They want to stay in early access for a little bit longer to focus on polish, focus on putting out game modes and new heroes, and really take the game up to the next level. And of course, it's software, and Bethesda, they got the opportunity to do that. They have the ability to do that. Going into this game, I of course went back, and we've talked a little bit about some of the older reviews and stuff. I went back and read a ton of those because I wanted to see, because this game's been out since August of 2017 in early access. So I was trying to see, there's a lot to sort of jump in and wrap my head around getting into the game. And a lot of the complaints and a lot of the bad reviews from back then, they weren't all bad reviews, but the bad reviews from back then, all those things seem to be either addressed or in the process of being addressed right now in the current iteration of the game that I played. Optimization is far better than what I was reading going forward. There's more game modes. You can unlock characters just by playing the game now. And of course, it's free to play on Steam, so there's no reason not to at least check it out if you think it's something you might be interested in. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a very positive from me for this game. something that I'm probably going to keep on my computer at least for a little while. And as someone who plays a lot of paladins, sort of decide, you know, is there room for both? Is there room for just one? And which one is that going to be? Because the pace of the gameplay is a lot different in this game. There's a lot of unique elements here. And of course, old school Quake fans, there's going to be something here for you. It's not purist old school Quake, okay? Just know that going in. If you haven't played it yet and you're an old school Quake fan, it's not just pure old school Quake, but it's similar enough to that and different enough from all the other hero shooters that are on the market right now to maybe earn a place in your heart. So with all that being said, for right now, I'm giving this a thumbs up. Still in early access on Steam, Quake Champions. Check it out. And as always, you should head over to MMOBomb.com for all your free-to-play gaming news and information. All your needs are over there at MMOBomb.com, including the free-to-play cast, where you can watch myself and all the other wonderful hosts every week. It comes out on Friday. Be sure to check it out. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel here. This is where the first looks come out at. This is where the free-to-play cast goes live. So be sure that you've subscribed to the YouTube channel to get all the latest first looks and podcasts and everything that we do video-wise coming out. I have been the Noob Fridge, Troy Blackburn. You can follow me over on twitch.tv/NoobFridge, where I stream late at night, middle of the night, midnight, or after. So if you're a night owl, I'm your guy, playing all sorts of online games. Stop by twitch.tv/NoobFridge. And hopefully those of you who have been around a while can notice, hopefully there's enough of a quality increase. I got a new microphone. I hope you can tell the difference. I hope it's an improvement. Let me know in the comments if you can tell the difference, if it sounds better, or what adjustments I need to make. Thank you so much for checking out this first look for Quake Champions, free to play on Steam. For now, thumbs up from me. I'm calling this first look done. I'm out.